Hey guys, this is Jedi Monkey here with the 10 weapons I'm going to bring with me into Beyond Light for PvE that you can still get today. If you find this video useful, hit the like button, and if you want more Destiny and video game content, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you. First weapon we're going to talk about is the Weatherhorn. It's an easy weapon to get. You get it through the season pass. You either get it at level 1 if you paid for the season, or you get it at level 35 if you did not. What makes this weapon good is you can do damage over time. So you can hit an enemy with the blight, swap to another weapon, deal more damage, and then swap back to the Weatherhorn to drop another Weatherhorn shot on it. With the catalyst, it gets auto-loading holster and just makes that weapon so much better and easier to use. The next is the Anarchy, an exotic grenade launcher obtained from the Scourge of the Past raid from the final chest. Like Weatherhorn, it allows you to do damage over time. It's just a heavy, and it allows you to deal more. It's great for dealing with bosses that just are constantly hammering you. You can drop a couple Anarchy shots on it, fall back behind cover, jump out with another weapon, deal some damage, swap back to the Anarchy when the prongs disappear. Divinity is probably the hardest one on the list to get. It's through the exotic quest for the Garden of Salvation raid. I'm not going to go through the exact steps of it, but it is a really good weapon to have, especially if you're planning on going in day 1 on the raid. Divinity allows you to create a huge, large crit spot on an enemy and increases damage for all other weapons by 25%. So it's great for working with a fire team to increase that damage, because who doesn't like more damage? Last exotic we're going to talk about is the Risk Runner, one of my all-time favorite guns in D2. It's a super easy gun to get. You get it through an exotic quest that everybody should have at this point. It does arc damage, and it allows you to chain arc damage and gain arc resistance after you take arc damage. It's great for clearing out any adds that deal arc damage. With Fallen being the enemy type this season, I would expect to see a lot of arc damage dealt by those guys, even though they are going to be using stasis powers. So this thing could be a beast. Next, let's talk about the primary weapons on this list. The first one we're going to talk about is the Truth Prophecy, a 110 hand cannon, soon to be 120. This gun is a world drop and can roll with explosive payload, field prep, and time payload, all which are really good perks. It's my go-to hand cannon right now for high-end content, using it a lot in Grandmasters. With field prep, you have one of the fastest reloads in the game, and with explosive payload or time payload, you have that little bit extra damage if you're using it to stall champions. Really does a great job. Next one we're going to look at is another SMG you can get from the Recaster in the tower. It's the Ikelos SMG. The best part of this weapon is the War Mine cell weapon. If you've never played around with the War Mines, they are awesome. You can do anything from heal your teammates and yourself to just throw big giant explosions that just decimate adds in rooms. The last primary we're going to look at is an obvious one. It's the Gnawing Hunger. If you don't have a good Gnawing Hunger roll, what have you been doing this season? This can roll with so many good rolls. I love my Subsistence Rampage roll. It tears through adds and anything with Void Shields. Once you get Rampage times 3, you're just dealing a massive amount of damage, and it can take down some pretty tanky targets as well. The only shotgun on this list is going to be an odd one for most people. It's the 7 Serif CQC-12 shotgun. The CQC is such an underrated shotgun for PvE and PvP, for that matter. It can roll with both Vorpal weapon and trench barrel, auto-loading holster, and lead from gold. All really good perks to pair with the gun. I personally use it with Vorpal weapon and lead from gold. So I get the extra green ammo when I pick up a heavy brick. It also does a side benefit of making you move faster when you're using it. It's great at taking down tanky targets. The next we're going to look at is two heavies I've got on this list. The first one is a grenade launcher, Behringer memory. You can also get this from the Recaster. What makes this grenade launcher good, it can roll with spike grenades and auto-loading holster. It's great for pairing with your Weatherhorn if you want to run all grenade launcher scavs and reserves, so you always have that ammo. You can swap between the two, and by the time you're ready to swap back to the other one, usually the other one's reloaded with the auto-loading holster. So it just creates a nice damage loop that you can continue to do. Last weapon on this list is going to be the Fallen Guillotine. Even with the damage reduction coming out in Beyond Light for the sword, it is still one of the best damage dealing heavy weapons. With Whirlwind Blade and Relentless Strike, you deal massive amounts of chunk damage. It's great for targets that you can sit there and just hammer away on. Thanks for checking out this video, and if you want to see more content from me, feel free to check me out on Twitch at JediMonkey207, or on this YouTube channel, just hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much.